this is like not like a, on a players hate him. This one weird trick teaches you how to sleep a wrecking ball 100% of the time. Find out more here. No, but seriously, like if you get good at this, you will sleep wrecking ball 100% of the time.
Sure.
Because of the fact that it's so like I guess close to our last session. It's only been like what 4 maybe 5 days. There are a lot of things that I because so we're gonna be watching the replays. But I did watch the YouTube videos that you uploaded, and then I went back and I watched some of the replays so I could get different angles on things. And so I'll be mentioning things that we're not seeing here, but that I saw you do or heard you say in the actual recording of it. But I think the replays are better because it's just easier for playback control functions.
Okay.
But yeah, there are a lot of moments where you do something and then you say, oh, I should have done this other thing. We talked about this other thing. And that's really, really good because you have that wherewithal to remove yourself from that situation for a moment and have that third person point of view saying, oh, I should have done this thing, which is good. And then also, I actually have it written down in here that it might be good to have just like a notepad next to you. That's just like a checklist of things that you read over super quick as you get into games. That's something that I do. I have a running document, or when I played for a long time, I had a running document of what did I talk about in my last review session that I need to do like for the next few days, and then what am I trying to work on long term. So it'll be like, okay, I'm going to try this aiming style, and I'm going to try this kind of hand grip on my mouse, and then long term it's going to be like, I'm working on how do I position myself in mid-fight? How do I return to neutral positions versus going for aggressive plays and like those kinds of things? Just because it's good to, while you're in between games, while you're, loading into a match, it's good to just read those things and be like, this is what I'm focusing on. Because having reminders of that is just, it's just a good thing. Because you only have so much like RAM space in your brain that after a while, things just start to get cycled out because you can only really keep so many things in active conscious thought for a while. So if you're working on a lot of things at once, like usually happens when you start going into a coaching program, it's good to have those things written down because you can reasonably only do so much.
Right. Yeah.
So I want to talk about the Numbani game. I think the Junkertown is pretty, or has a lot of good examples of what I want to talk about here, but I think the Numbani is
Traveling to
the best.
Okay.
This
is the one where the Zen gets me and he keeps firing and for some reason I repeat. I can't remember what I remember saying. I don't know what I need to do here. I think I was thinking like jumping down or something.
Yeah, you talk about dropping to low ground. We'll talk about that when we get there. Watching this, you like start out by just hanging out down there, and I'm like, oh god, he's gonna hang out down there the whole time, isn't he? And then at like the last second, you're like, oh, I should go high ground. But you just stand down there for so long, and it's like, oh shit, oh fuck.
Yeah, and then the bottom's like, fuck, where do I need to stand right now?
Okay, so you guys are on a bit of a wonky comp because that's how ranked is sometimes. So I'm gonna ask you the question: what's your job in this team comp?
Okay, we've got Mercy. Aggressive Nades, I'm guessing. We've got a Torb, so he's going to have turrets in a good position to hopefully mow down people. We're going to have Junkrat smashing any potential shield. I need to... okay, well, that's the first question, I guess, and then you're going to ask me what's my danger, so I'll answer that later. That's my answer. Aggressive Nades.
Okay. I think it's a little more complicated than that because your comp doesn't really have, you're not like on a brawl comp, you don't have super mobile heroes. So if you get an aggro nade at the beginning of a fight, what does that do for you?
Okay, so I guess because there's more longer range here, that's just gonna make the other team, I guess, slow down in certain choke points.
Okay. They can slow down. Push. I mean, yeah, they can slow down at a choke point, then they go back and then they repeak. Realistically, you getting a really good aggro nade here early in a fight doesn't do anything.
Okay.
Because you don't have anybody to follow up, and regardless of what the enemy team is on, they can probably just chill for 5 seconds because you don't have follow-up, and then push when you don't have nade.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to be looking for mid-fight nades, either defensively or as a bit of a hybrid to be like, oh, they're on my Zarya, I'm going to nade my Zarya and try to hit whoever's on the Zarya as well. So you're not looking to open up with nades. You're not looking to go for big plays with nades as much as you are looking to use them for tempo in mid-fight.
Okay.
And then the secondary question is, who are you trying to nano boost in this comp?
Yeah, I don't know. Orisa?
No.
No?
No, Zarya. Zarya is your nano target.
Okay.
Not and it's the same way as you use your nades, right? Because you're not on like a Ryan Lucio, right? You can't nano your Zarya and then amp in. It's usually when the fight has started to break down, when, you know, there's a couple of picks on either side, both teams are in each other, you know, the fight's happening, both teams are smashing into each other. That's when you hit that nano on your Zarya, because 100 energy Zarya with nano boost is not
Insane.
only tanky
Okay.
as hell, but she will just rip through people. But she doesn't have follow-up, she can't chase people. She just is damage. It's like it's like airdropping a bastion into the middle of your team comp.
So question here then,
Yeah.
because I think the consistent thing with all the videos I sent you is I'm still unaware of how do I determine who is the best person to nano in most cases.
So you don't really play if we had a VOD of you playing like dive, it'd be good, but realistically, it depends upon the job of your comp overall, right? Like in an if you guys were playing like this kind of comp, I guess in an ideal world, you'd probably want to be on Zen and then have like a Sigma or something. But this is, you know, this is ranked, so people pick whatever. But you're realistically looking to nano your Zarya here because it's all about what you're wanting to do with it, right? What your team comp is wanting to do. Your team comp doesn't really push aggressively. Your team comp doesn't really have a lot of one-shot potential at range. You are a poke comp that forces resources before the enemy team pushes you, and you don't have chase. So you were looking to nano. It's often called tempo. You're looking to nano for tempo. You're looking to nano in the middle of a fight on a potentially low target to keep them alive and keep that fight going.
Okay.
That being said, if you're on a dive comp and you're looking to go aggressive with your nano, you nano boost your Winston when he jumps in. You save nano for a nano blade. It's very situational. But I think step one is identifying the job of your team comp. And the job of your team comp here is to be much more of a poke-oriented team comp. And then that follow-up question is like, okay, among that job, who executes that well? So that's
Junk
like,
rat.
well, that's like not particularly.
Okay.
Because junk is like, unless you have like a big ult to combo with the DPS, you usually want to nano a tank for that tempo to keep that mid-fight sustainability up. Sometimes you will nano a Doomfist who's just going to go in. Sometimes you will like nano a Genji before he has blade so he can go get his blade. But those are scenarios that you'll like kind of know when you get there. But nano value on like realistically, if you're nanoing for tempo, you're nanoing tanks usually.
Okay.
Usually.
Okay.
You cool to get into it?
Yeah, let's get into it.
Okay. Let me get in your first person. That was weird.
Yeah, that happens to me sometimes too. There we go.
All right. You know, sometimes I'm just stupid.
I know this feeling.
Let me turn off my Discord notifications really quick. Okay, yeah. So I like you starting high ground here. That's good. Your team, I don't know whether. I don't know. Whatever.
I don't really know what to do with my team because, like,
yeah, they're in a weird place.
They're all over
whatever.
the place.
Well, we're gonna so this is already feels. I know that you kill this Ana here, but this feels already very dangerous to me.
Yeah,
this is like in Busan where you just walk out first fight and poke. This is an unnecessary risk, and I know we're only like 10 seconds in, right? But you walking out here to just get poke damage or whatever, what do you gain from this?
It's literally nothing. My my mindset in this situation, if I remember, was like, okay, I got nobody doing anything, and I kind of just want to like poke for information, I guess, and see who I'm playing against.
Well, if
And
you
it was literally just a peek and then run away.
well, if you were to wait 4 seconds,
True. Yeah. This is
be-
Counter-Strike in my
yeah,
mindset. I know we're not playing Counter-Strike,
I
but
know.
so
But
my shit shifts.
so this is something that I write down.
Okay.
You because you this is what happens in the YouTube VOD. You do not check their team comp at like any point on this defense. There is 0 times in which you press tab to see who you are playing against.
Okay.
I hate to use this word, but like that is a little unacceptable. Because if question 1 is what's your job in this comp and you can answer that question, question 2 is what's gonna kill you.
Mm-hmm.
That feels like a thing you need to write down. Just like put on a notepad or something, put that on a sticky note on the side of your computer. Because like for the first like 2 minutes of this game, you just straight up don't know who you're playing against. Like dead ass. You have no idea where to position because you don't know what you're against.
Okay.
And also it's good to check your ally alt charge and everything. Honestly, just like getting into the habit of pressing tab, it's not a scoreboard. You're not looking to see who's bottom fragging. It's like there's just so much information that you gain. But like this is borderline unacceptable.
You're going to be okay.
Because it's like you're standing in these places, right? And it's fine to be standing in these places usually, but you don't know what's going to kill you here, so you don't know when you should be standing in these places.
Right. Okay.
You notice that Ash and you respond to it quickly enough. That's fine. That being said, once you notice this Ash is here, you want to go for like a better angle. You either want to go deeper inside or you want to go like all the way over to that doorway or like this wall here.
Okay. Yeah.
But that's more of a nitpicky thing. Oh, actually, yeah, so in this VOD, that's the first that's actually not awful, but you yeet, and you do this in the other ones too, you just fucking yeet nade. I don't know what happened. Maybe this was something that I didn't notice, or just we had a small sample size, or maybe it's different this time. I don't know what it is, but you just fucking chuck that thing. you go from like taking a while to line it up and making sure that it's the perfect nade, and now you've gone in the other direction. The pendulum has swung.
Yeah. No, I've noticed that in the last few games. I'm like, why am I just doing that?
Yeah. Also, you're throwing nade too low. Usually. Okay. Cool. Okay, so you see these guys here. And this is, I know you said a little while back that you want to get better at communicating with people. And this is one of those examples where you could have done a lot because your Torb asks, where are they? And your Orisa asks, where are they? And then your Torb says, oh shit. Like verbatim. He's like, oh shit. But if you just told your Torb, hey, this is what's happening, you could have been in a way better position. Also, you could have saved him there, but I think you know that. Yeah. You need to get better into heal target priority. And like, it's cool that you're playing up here, and I think that this is okay. You walk back, that's good. Also, you're like slightly more conscientious of like trying to keep your head inside once you start getting shot at. But before you're getting shot at, you don't really think about it.
Okay.
I need to turn my game sound down because I can't hear myself talk. And I know that sounds like a really stupid thing, but it's just...
Nope. You need to be able to hear yourself.
Yeah, I need, like, how I'm delivering things. Yeah, you once, it's like, this happens later, but once you start getting shot at, you, like, duck your head inside and you try to poke out a little bit more as opposed to just standing in the open. But that only starts happening once there are actually bullets flying at you. The second you see that Ash, or not, maybe even before you see that Ash, you should think about it. See, you get shot by that Ana, and you poke back, and you're like, oh, I'm going to be really careful with that sightline. But that only happens after you take damage from the Ana.
And that's primarily because I haven't checked the comp.
That's partially because you haven't checked the comp, but it's also because you see these things. Yeah, checking the comp is a big thing, but like you see it, and it's like it hasn't registered for you until it like hits you, you know?
Yeah.
That's just a heal target priority issue.
No, this one right here?
The way that you like, I think your Mercy reason. We can go back a second, but I think reasonably, your Mercy could have died here. See, like the Ashe shoots at you and you get back, but
Watching your back.
your Mercy's on fire. You see your Mercy is on fire. You see your Mercy is on fire, and then you try to like poke the Ashe for a second. In the time it takes you, like this is how narrow the room for error is on Ana. Realistically, the time it takes you to shoot that one shot at the Ashe, it doesn't matter if you hit every shot on this Mercy afterward. That Ashe could have killed her in the time it takes for that damage to tick.
Okay.
And then I'd trade an Ashe for a Mercy any day of the week. And then the enemy team pushes, and reasonably, it's very difficult to win that fight. But this is just like a priority thing of recognizing, like, Ana is a playmaking hero, but step 1 is keep people alive. Step 2 is go for plays.
Okay.
And sometimes you keep people alive by going for plays, right? If you hit a 4-man ante, even if your team is at low health, that's going to take pressure off of your team because they're not going to be able to push. But right here is a time where it's like, no, you need to keep this person alive. Also, this is a bad nano. I think you know it's a bad nano. Because, like, this fight's... There's no fight happening, right? This run's just kind of inting.
Okay.
Do you understand why that's a bad nano, or should we go through that?
Yeah, because there's no supports helping him at all.
Yeah, there's no fight happening. It's just a guy walking in like an idiot.
Okay.
You see those people out of the corner of your eye. You like
Still wide peak?
Yeah, you still wide peek. This is a bad
Yeah, you did.
And then you don't even shoot it at you hit the wall.
I shoot the wall, yeah.
You don't look at it.
Hey, but that wall's sleeping pretty good.
Man, look at those particle effects. Holy shit. Damn. Sorry, that's
way
not
to
the
go,
point.
Blizzard.
Yeah, way to go, Blizzard. Good job, guys. I can't do that. Not the point. Like, yeah, that's bad. Don't do it. I actually have a list of things that I want you to have written down on notes.
Okay.
That
so
we're
on
gonna
the same page.
Yeah, that we're gonna go through at the end of this.
Okay. I'll open up a pad here.
Okay. Well,
sorry, I missed something.
Yeah, you did.
What's up? Okay, go ahead.
You do this a lot. Why?
Can you back up a bit?
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
Why?
Don't have a reason in the moment. I guess it was to top myself up, which I could have just called out to Mercy for.
This fucks you over later. You know that.
Okay.
You nading yourself when you don't have to, this fucks you over later, and your team loses the fight because of it.
Okay.
It doesn't matter here, but it does matter in a lot of scenarios. And I'm not saying never nade yourself, but because sometimes you have to stay alive.
Right.
But she's right there. She's on your screen. I am looking at this Mercy with my own 2 eyes. Right there. Spicy Goblin right there. Like 7 pixels away from your crosshair. And you could have said, hey, can you top me off? Literally, hey, can you top me off, Mercy? That's the entire conversation.
Okay.
You're going to be okay.
Also, sometimes it's good to call, because you call that you're like, hey, you can't see the Torb here, or you call that like you can't heal the Torb. It's sometimes good to say like, hey, peek me here for heals. Like, because he's walking up and you can't see him, and you just say, you're like, hey, I can't see you, I'm reloading or whatever. But if you say, come high ground so I can see you, or like walk through stairs so I can see you, so I can heal you, is good. Just because like, it is their job to know where you are so you can heal them, but it is your job to tell them.
Yeah.
Whether or not they listen is their choice. See, the enemy team is walking top here, and you stand in the open until you start getting shot at. until they're already out. You're like just chilling here. When realistically, like, you should already be gone.
Yeah, I should be dead.
I'm not saying, no, I'm not, no, you shouldn't be dead.
Be gone. I should be left.
You should be out.
Yes, okay.
And then you try to peek out. Also, you ask what you're supposed to do here, because you die to this Zen. The answer is wait.
Okay.
You, realistically, either the Zen keeps shooting the doorway where you are at, and he does nothing, or he starts shooting something else, and you can poke out for a second, or, what was your nade cooldown at? This is a scenario where, hey, maybe you nade yourself, because that's, like, you had 4 seconds left on your nade, and then you just say, all right, take me. And you walk out and die.
All right.
Yeah, you ask what you have to do here. The answer is wait.
Okay.
You do a little bit of jiggle peeking here. That's okay, but you still fuck it up. But either, yeah, you don't need to drop, because if you drop, you're walking into their sight line.
Yeah.
You don't need to walk all the way around to stairs. You can just wait, because sometimes that's all you really can do. And it sucks, but you guys don't lose, or maybe, do you lose this fight? I don't think you lose this fight. I think
we win this fight. We win. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's just like, you just sometimes just need to wait.
I wasn't cut out for retirement anyways.
Oh yeah, you lose the next fight when they blade and bongo and stuff.
Yeah, we make it through this one, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
You'll be fine.
I am on fire.
Sure. You want to know the trick for sleeping ball 100% of the time?
Sure.
It's sometimes hard to execute, but we're gonna watch this again in slow motion. So pretty much, I'll pause when we get there.
I am on fire.
So sleep has a wind-up time and a travel time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because you have to whip it out, and then you have to shoot. Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah. We're moving on. We're moving on. Right now is when you sleep.
Okay.
You shoot
Like in the air?
No, you have to.
Okay.
You have to, because it takes time to pull out the gun, and then it takes time and then it takes time for the dart to move, right? So you have to like triangulate his position of where he's going to land, and once he starts the pile drive, you shoot it where he's going to land, because here you shoot it after he lands.
Yeah.
But if you shot it this and see how he can't move for a second after he lands.
Right.
If you shoot it when he starts to the slam, your sleep dart will hit him at the same time he cannot move on the ground. And sometimes you'll even cancel the damage, but that's more unlikely.
Okay.
But literally, this is like not like a, Ana players hate him. This one weird trick teaches you how to sleep a wrecking ball 100% of the time. Find out more here. No, but seriously, like, if you get good at this, you will sleep wrecking ball 100% of the time.
Okay.
Because there's that wind up, and then there's that shoot. And the time it takes for him to wind up the slam and hit the ground is reasonably the same amount of time as it takes for you to pull out the sleep dart and shoot it, and the travel time of the sleep dart.
Okay.
Cool?
Yep.
Cool.
Very cool.
That's the super, like, arcane knowledge that, like, nobody tells you. Oh, yeah, cool.
And no sleep. Here comes Bob.
I mean, it's fine. If you slept the ball, it wouldn't have mattered. I don't think this is... I think you should have been in here the whole time knowing that there's an Ash, but it's whatever.
I didn't even know there was that spot on the map. That's what it is.
It happens, newer players sometimes still take time learning the maps.
Yeah. Otherwise, I would have been there a long time ago.
Yes. So, for the next 40 seconds, or not 40, this is later actually, but like here, you have so much time to retake high ground. You have so much time. You have look at all the time you have. Look. Look at this. And it's probably too late now. But you had like 10 seconds there to go reset after the fight, and you didn't go reset to a good position after the fight. That's something I'm gonna have you write down as well.
Okay.
Bad worthy. Bad dog.
That's map knowledge again, though, right there. That's me not knowing the timing of
That's
getting
okay.
to that spot.
That's okay.
Yeah.
But I think you know, you have to go up there to figure out what the timing is. So even if like
Yeah, for sure.
even if they push
If I make the
in
mistake and
while
then-
you're in the
yeah.
middle, it's still a learning experience. If they push in while you're in the middle of blue room and you can't go around, it's still like, and honestly, like playing here isn't an awful position, right? This isn't bad because like, well, for a lot of reasons it's pretty okay, but remember, it's always good to start high ground because then you have the option of dropping if you have to.
Right.
But right here, you don't even give yourself that option. You just funnel yourself into playing low ground.
Yeah.
Also, you just like, you hear the Genji above you and you just kind of like walk up here. Even if that nade hits you, don't do anything. We talked about it earlier. They kite back. They don't do anything. You just chill. They move in.
Okay.
Team up for special attack.
That was just, I think, like slow reactions on your part. Your Zarya could have lived there if you were like quicker about like just trying to heal up the Zarya and then go for the sleep and then go back to healing the Zarya, I think. But okay. When Blade comes out, I don't care.
I gotta hold on to the nade.
I don't. What's up?
I gotta hold on to the nade.
Yeah.
As soon as I hear Blade.
I don't care what else is happening. I don't care that they're tranking 4 people right now. Right? You target Genji with your cooldowns. Sometimes you need to wait for him to dash so you can nade at your own feet and you will die. But he will be antied. Like it doesn't matter what else is happening. You need to focus that Genji.
Okay.
And it doesn't matter here cuz I think he dies anyway. But it matters later. God,
Yeah.
I wish you had nade right now. She could have survived another slash. The Genji would have been like half HP, and then you would have had 3 people around here, and you might have been able to keep up your Mercy with another heal. Like, your Junkrat kills too. This is this is theoretically a winnable fight.
Right.
Much better than a Cabana.
Here it is. For the next 40 seconds, you stay in this very dangerous place for way too long after your team loses this fight. Go take high ground. Please go take high ground. Please. Please, please, please. We're just gonna watch this, uncut.
Go. You're powered up. Get in there.
That's actually an okay nano. Remember, even if that nade hits, it doesn't really do much. Also, if you press tab, you would have been able to see that your Zarya has grav. So if you wanted to go for a nade play, you would have been able to check that she has grav.
Okay. Okay.
Tab gives you so much information. Sorry, I'm just like overloading you with a lot of micro things here.
No, that's fine.
It's because I have a lot of macro concepts at the end, which I want you to write down,
Okay.
which we'll be able to more reasonably blah blah blah. But yeah, you just reset to high ground after fight. Go take high ground, please. Go take high ground.
Okay.
Hey, you sleeping? Good job. Doesn't matter because
I
there's a
think
turret there, but it's whatever. What's up?
I was gonna say, I think I need to run through this map, just like open up a custom and just like see it, because it confuses the hell out of me every time I play it.
Yep.
Like all the spots I can go and everything.
Yeah. Something I was talking about with my friend Grant, who was like a really highly rated hit. He was like a really crazy hit scan player back in the day. Was he or me or any other like, reasonably good Overwatch player can close their eyes and you can tell me where I am on any map and tell me where to go at any point in the map, and I can go there. Because I know the map so well. I know every like nook and cranny and door frame, and I could close my eyes and walk from first attacker spawn to last defender spawn. Like, and I wouldn't hit a wall. Because I just know the maps. And I'm not saying you need to test yourself and drill yourself. This is knowledge that will come in time. But like, be okay not knowing where you are a little bit. Like, look around. Try and, like, if you don't know where to go to take high ground, take 10 seconds to look for it so you can go find it.
Okay.
I don't care if your team dies and loses the fight. You know where high ground is now, and you won't lose the next one.
Okay.
So I think that's like a lot of my teaching philosophy of I don't care if you lose as long as you learn something. I don't care if you fuck it up as long as you're trying to do the right thing. And I know that sometimes is suboptimal in terms of actually winning the game, but I would rather you lose 5 games now to win 100 games later than win 1 game now to lose 10 games later.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But yeah, this whole time I'm just thinking like, please go high ground, please go high ground, please go high ground, please go high ground. You could have killed that Echo. I mean, respect for that one though. Like, that was kind of spicy. But an unnecessary nade. Bad, you just yeet him out, dude.
Yeah, yesterday I watched a video from Jane, and he was doing, is that the way I'm supposed to say his name?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hi, Jane.
So he was doing a, is he here? Oh, okay. Hi, Jane. Okay. He was doing a diamond on Numani as well, actually. And he said, nades are not replacement for poor aim, or whatever. And I started thinking about, like, fuck, how many times have I done that?
Yep.
And this was way after I sent these videos to you. So now that's been changed quite a bit, significantly.
See now you're hearing it from 2 sources because
Yep.
He's also my boss, so
Okay.
that's how it works. But yeah, like this is you're using a nade because you missed 2 shots and you're like, I'm just gonna do this. Just take the time to line up the shots. Something that this might go into a bit of a tangent if that's okay.
That's fine.
But something that happens all too often with, I think, the way, and it's not just you, but I'm going to be using you as an example here, is like with the way that you use your nades, and the way that you sometimes aim, is that you do something quickly because you recognize that the situation could be dangerous, and you just say, I need to respond now. But by not learning how to properly respond to that situation, you are teaching yourself to fuck it up.
Yep.
If I throw 100 nades at Mach 5 and half of them are awful, I am teaching myself to take a coin flip. But if I lose 100 engagements because I'm taking my time, and I think you did sometimes take your time a little bit too much, right? Just trying to go for the perfect nade, but there is a good medium balance to be found of, I'm going to make sure that this nade is in the right place, or I'm going to make sure that I'm aiming properly. And there's a lot of nuance here, but like, as long as you're not just like spamming out and you take a second to line up what you're doing and hit it, that's good because you will get faster at it.
Yeah.
But right now it's
and way more accurate.
It's like, it's right now, I think I described this with somebody else a little while ago, but right now you are fast and you are bad at the game very quickly.
Okay.
I think we need to we can slow you down a little bit and make you bad at the game very slowly. And then we can make you no, seriously.
No, I like the way you're describing it. That's all.
And then we can make you good at the game very slowly. And by learning to be good at the game slowly, you will slowly, naturally increase your tempo until you are good at the game quickly.
Okay.
But right now you're just like, I just need to go use this nade. I'm just gonna shoot this. I'm just gonna peek this. Like, it feels like you're just doing things sometimes because you're like, I feel like I should be doing something here. And that is maybe on me for trying to draw a comparison to the way that ML7 does a lot of things because he's just incredibly good at the game. But I think that there's a really good medium we can find where you like, ML7 is a very good example of very good quickly. He does everything he does because he learned how to do it properly, and then he just sped it up, right? But right here, when you use nades like the way that you're using nades right now, when you aim in the way that you're aiming right now, when you peek in the way that you're peeking right now, you're just kind of doing it without a lot of active engagement or involvement. But we can slow you down and say, this is how you're going to do it properly.
Okay.
Cool?
Yep.
That was a really long-winded way of saying we're going to look at a lot more of the micro stuff in terms of how to get better at it and make sure that you don't just yeet out nades in the way that you're yeeting out nades.
Okay.
You're covered.
But yeah, please go.
Or just chill.
Yeah.
You can say you just need to chill. Or
just,
chill.
Sometimes you just gotta chill. Also, yeah, please go high ground. I haven't said that in like 3 minutes. Because where are you right now?
Yeah. I'm on the low ground.
This is low ground.
Yeah.
Man, I wish we were like 7 or 8 feet up there. That'd be super cool. That'd be so rad, man.
It'd be so high.
So cool. And also, these nades would be easier to hit because you are at a better angle to do it.
Yeah.
Also, when your Mercy is going for res, you pocket your Mercy.
Okay.
That's like it's just if you sometimes it's good to like keep an eye out on your Mercy for the stupid shit she's gonna do. Because that's how it is on this earth. And like realistically, if somebody gets picked, it's good to just like in a ranked setting at least, because in a competitive team environment, we'll talk about that. They will talk about it. They'll say, hey, can we go for res here? But in a ranked setting, if somebody gets picked and you have a Mercy, it's good to just check. Be like, okay, is my Mercy going to go for res? Yes, no. Okay, I need to pocket this Mercy while she gets that res.
Okay.
I think she would have died here anyways, but you should have tried. Yeah, you get kind of lost here.
I realized that I realized at that point, I'm like, fuck, the fight's over already.
Yeah, you either should have died or left immediately. You walking back in to nade those guys, that's fine if you're gonna walk in and die.
Yeah.
But you either should have done that and died, or you should have just left. Because right here, you do neither.
So if you backtrack, I'll tell you exactly what was going through my head.
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't know how many people are on my team are still alive. I'm not processing it in my head at this point, so I'm like, keep everyone alive. Oh, there's a ball behind me. Run away, reposition, start healing my team. My team's dead. And then as I'm sleeping the ball, I'm like, shit, now I should have been out of here by now. That's basically what went through my head. So it was like slow. I was super slow. That's the way I describe it. Just like slow of thought, slow of mind right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you know what could have fixed this issue of not understanding the situation?
My tab key.
You could have pressed tab and seen how many people were alive and just been like, 4 out of 6, time to leave.
Okay.
Or, it's still technically a winnable. It's still potentially a winnable fight. But realistically, yeah, and that's okay to go through these steps of judgment. Because even if you're slow or maybe poor in your judgment, it shows that you're not doing it mindlessly. You're still going through a thought process, which is good, because that means that there's something which can be improved. But sometimes you just need to be decisive with, like, I am doing this thing.
Yeah.
Because I think if you full committed to this fight, and then you just slept that ball when you had to sleep the ball, and you just tried to keep you either used your nade more. I think the way that you really win this fight is when your Mercy goes for res, you save nade for that, and then you get a 3-man nade and you keep your Mercy alive. That's how you win this fight. But that's like 10 seconds ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, realistically, like, this fight is probably over, but maybe try to keep your front line alive for like 2 more seconds, because like what happens here is or you maybe could have baited the ball into the junk trap in front of you, but that's like a total.
I would need to have a 5 head for that.
I think you would need to have a 5 head, and the ball would have to have like a 3 head.
Yeah.
Like, that would require you being smart and the ball being stupid.
Right. Which is not out of the realm of possibility.
Yeah, it's possible, but realistically, that's not what you should be relying on. Yeah, this fight's pretty much over. It's sometimes good to try and go for something, but like you have to be decisive. Because right here, it's like, I'm going to do something. Oh, I need to go do this other thing. Maybe I should go here. Maybe I should go here. And having like that, priority queue in your head of like the events that you have to do is good to knock out. But it's still like, because it's good to be like ready to do anything, right? But here you start committing to a lot of things and then nothing actually comes from them, right? Like it's okay to have that mental cue in your head as long as you're able to shift it around or complete some of those things. But right here, you just try to do a lot of things and you don't really do anything with any of them. You try to reposition and you don't really reposition. You like try to keep a guy alive, but you don't really try to keep a guy alive. You don't commit to any of them.
All right.
Yeah, like this is the moment where I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, that's what I was going in my head too.
Yeah.
That's why I'm like, oh,
this is also
everyone's dead.
This is also a fuck up. You are still fucking up right now. You walking back
I should have been running.
You already should be gone. You should be gone already.
Yeah.
And then you walk to the wrong side.
Yeah. I didn't think I'd be able to survive on the left.
Well, you don't have better chances of surviving on the right either, because it's closer to them.
Yeah.
It's like you should be dead, and your team should not have won this next fight. Just like in any sane world, this is Junkrat has seen some shit, by the way.
Look at his eyes. He's like,
look at his eyes. But in any sane world, you should have thrown this point. You are throwing.
Mm.
I have your back.
And then you peek out for so long. It's just like, in any sane world, this is a big loss. What are you shooting at?
I don't know.
Okay.
I think I was checking up top actually. I thought I saw something. Maybe I don't know.
Okay.
It was my marbles.
That's okay. Why is this a bad nano? Because it is a bad nano. I'm not gonna make you answer that. Why is this a bad nano?
Zarya's effective range.
Yeah. Who the fuck is Zarya gonna shoot at right now?
Yeah. Okay.
Cool. We can move on.
Yep. We can move on.
I don't feel the need to hammer some points home sometimes when you get it. Also, you hear this.
Appreciate that.
Yeah,
because I need to hear it over and over again.
Yeah, you hear this Genji clip clopping around you up top. Like he's like these are not fucking feet, bro. These are hooves. He's loud as shit. Genji is so fucking loud.
Mm-hmm.
And you just are like slightly oblivious to it. But you got better. You do get better about listening for sound cues, but it's still not good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Better but not, like, I think that's a bit of a theme throughout a lot of this VOD. Better but not good. Like, your aim is a little bit snappier. Your nade usage is a tiny bit better. Your positioning is a little bit better. But it's not good.
Yeah.
That being said, I know this is like very shortly after we did our VOD review, so there's still a lot of things that are sinking in. And I'm not expecting perfection from session 1 to session 2, right? Like, that's not reasonable at all. And if you were perfect by now, I'd say, what the fuck, I'm the greatest coach of all time. Go join Overwatch. Go LFT, go join Owl. Like,
well, you might be surprised, man, because today I'm actually just going to run through the maps. And once I have that, I understand the timing, things are going to change.
Okay.
Because then I'm not going to be thinking about a lot of things. I'm going to be able to think about, oh, I can hear things. That's the one thing I've noticed with a lot of games I played, is that once I've actually gone through the maps and experienced it and know what they're like, then I don't have to worry about that in the back of my head, about where I need to stand or if I'm going to run into a wall or things like that. I got like 200 different things in my mind, and that's why there's a lot of mess up, in my opinion.
No, that makes sense. I think that's partially what we were talking about in terms of having that, the RAM in your head is full. It needs to, keep cycling information in and out of it so it can access it. If we write some of that stuff down, so you can focus on some things, and then you have reminders of other things that you can do for a moment, but you don't need to remember it because it's going to be there again,
Mm-hmm.
That's good. Well, we'll see how it goes. This is heal target priority. Your Mercy should be dead. You see how low she
I
is?
agree. Yeah.
Spicy Goblin should be dead. They missed. The only reason your Mercy is alive is because they missed shots. But that is a
Right.
failure of them, not a success of you.
Yeah.
This is good. This is okay. I think that in the future, I want to talk really specifically about how to place nades.
I should have placed on the left wall, you think?
I think
Quickly?
you should have placed it like you can see my cursor, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I think. Wait, no, I don't. I can't.
Okay. Well, that's annoying. You should have placed it like slightly under the Zarya's feet and to the right, so it could have hit both of them. Like
Okay.
hitting in between them. But that's like a really We'll get there when we get there, because that's really weird and complicated sometimes. It's like one of those things where it's like, yeah, 2 pixels to the right lost you the fight.
Yeah.
Like, that's not something that right now I think we should be talking about. You keep your Zarya alive, and that's good. Also, you say sorry for this, or that guy says sorry for this sleep, and you're like, no, I was just doing the mini stun. Cool. Sometimes it's okay to use a sleep like this. Just to, like, get that, just to make another 5 feet of space. This is fine.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to explain to him, too.
Also, in dangerous scenarios, and I don't think this is the optimal use, but if a ball slams on you with mines, and this isn't on you, I know, but like sometimes you should just nade at your
Shoot the
feet.
mine?
No, nade at your
Okay.
feet. So you're not gonna get out of the mines, but you're at least breaking the mines that are immediately around you.
Okay.
So you're not gonna instantly die.
Right.
That nade was way too low. Consistently throughout this VOD, you're throwing them very low.
Okay.
Top 10
We should add the name.
No, actually, no, it's okay. I think you could have alt tracked this to be like, oh, they're coming back with Blade, but top 10 images taken seconds before disaster.
And no disaster.
I mean, you know why you live there, right?
Yeah.
'Cause-
And I start smiling because I'm like, holy fuck, I should be dead.
It's because
And
he
luckily-
fucked up.
Yeah.
Tista 17, bad. This is a failure on them, not a success of you.
Yes.
I like to give you credit for your successes, so please let me give you credit.
Yes.
You got, yeah, and then your attack is kind of weird, but
0 to 1.
there's less to talk about on your attack, but
Yeah.
there's still some stuff.
The one thing that
Initiating
I'm going to give myself credit for is that I'm using more cover on my attack than I've ever done before. Like
would
the
agree
last fight, the very, very last fight, I end up going into a doorway as opposed to being
In
out
the
in the
open,
open
yeah.
completely. Yeah.
Yeah, I actually,
So-
I have that noticed. That was good. There's nothing more to it. That was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, there's less to talk about here, but there's still a bunch to talk about. Yeah, so you have permanent nano usage without an obvious target usually. But that's just a thing. Cool, this is the team comp you guys are rolling out on. What's your job?
Well, I'm assuming Mercy should be focusing on the Pharah, so keeping my tanks alive, and then going for big group nades.
So a little bit. You are, despite what your tank line would have you believe, you are on a poke comp right now.
Okay.
You do not have a Lucio, so you can't really brawl. And you are on poke DPS. So your job is much less to it's kind of similar to we'll hit play here just because it's how it is. But similar to your defense, your job is much less to do things aggressively to open and much more to keep tempo in the mid fight.
Okay.
You also have 3 good nano targets here. You can nano your Rhine because nano Rhine.
Yeah.
You can nano your Zarya because nano Zarya, and you can nano Barrage.
Barrage is Pharah?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought.
You combo those things. I remember back when I played in AU contenders. I remember I think it was Nanda. Was it Duboy? I think it was Duboy. Yeah. So our flex DPS Duboy. This was on like Busan. He got we were just taking a fight on point on Busan downtown, I think it is. And we were just taking a fight on point. We were against like I think we were against like a triple DPS. And we were on a triple DPS. And so I was pocketing his Pharah on Mercy. So and there's like a fight happening on point, and we go for Barrage, and we go for Nano Barrage. And so Duboy barrages on point. He gets nanoed by Dalsu, our flex support. He gets bubbled by our off tank, and he tanks 4 fully charged Widow headshots because he's nano boosted, and it's cutting all of the damage in half. And he kills 5 people, and then conk boosts onto the fucking Widow and kills the 6th one because he was nanoed. He tanked 4 fucking Widow headshots. Like, that's still sorry, that's like a bit of an anecdotal story, but like, it's the craziest thing I've ever seen. But like, you can do that. Nano Barrage is so good. It is so good. It just wins games.
Alrighty.
I miss Duboy. I should see how Duboy's doing. Sorry, Nano Barrage. Nano Barrage, very good. Very, very good. Especially when you don't have when you nano your Reiner, your Zarya with this comp, you're just, like, what do they do?
3, 2,
They go fight. They go fight a little bit, but, like, they can't close. You don't have a Lucio, right? You can't. I don't talk about that a lot. It's not just because I enjoy Lucio. It's like, Rein Zarya is functionally, as a brawl comp, it exists to an extent to have speed boost with it. Like, that's how the comp is best. And it's just you have to recognize your limitations when you don't have those things. But sorry, going into what is actually happening in this game right now. We've talked about your job in this team comp. First of all, no, please don't do this. Please, 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 please. I know you duck out quickly, which is good, but that was like 3 seconds too many.
Okay.
Also, we are 15 seconds in. What's going to kill you on the enemy team?
Reaper teleporting in, Ashe from long range, Ana from long range. That's pretty much it.
Yeah,
those are the big ones.
You don't have to worry about the Ana reasonably. If an Ana is solo killing you from range, that just shouldn't be happening. You should be able you should be able to jiggle peek more effectively. You should, like, realistically, those aren't dangerous to you, but the Reaper and the Ashes. So you're right about that. Well, if we were to just take a look, see.
What the fuck?
What's he doing there?
That was scary as fuck for a second there. I don't know if you saw me on webcam, but I was like, holy fuck. It's a Mexican Reaper.
Look at him. Look at him. I knew he was here because I heard him.
Is he playing guitar or something, or what?
No, he's wearing he's not Mexican. He's wearing Dutch clogs. These are fucking Dutch wooden clogs. He is clonking around, and it, like, you just don't recognize it. Bad. You need to get better at sound, but you know that.
Yeah.
And he's shooting you, and it takes you a second. Also, this is one of those situations where I would rather have had you slow down for a second and actually try to hit the sleep.
Okay.
Because if you slowed down and tried to hit this sleep, then you probably could have hit it. And I understand going for the 180 flick, but when you don't have the muscle memory to do that 180 flick, you're never gonna hit it. And the 1 time out of 10 you do hit it, it's just gonna reinforce that bad habit.
Okay.
So take a second, slow down, make sure you hit the sleep.
Get back in the fight.
Yeah, this was like, this was really funny to me. Okay. Bad. Ask for heals from your Mercy, who is 3 feet away from you.
Okay.
And the Reaper TP's into you again. You see his bullets shooting. He drops. You see him on your screen. If you want me to go back and do this again, if we want to watch it, like,
Yeah.
and I know that, like, it's not a lot of frames, right? But this is the kind of shit you need to keep watch for. So he TP's. You see him shooting. You see those bullets.
Yeah.
You see
Is
him
he right
shoot.
above me? Oh god.
He's. It's only for like a. I actually don't know what frame rate you play on. But like he's on. I play it. I play at 240 frames. And he's on this screen for like a solid 30 frames, which is enough to see that there's a guy here.
Mm-hmm.
Also, when we talk about your job in the Steam comp, it's not your job to heal this Pharah. I know it is sometimes good to heal the Pharah, but it is not your job to do that.
Okay.
And there are going to be situations where you just need to go heal the Pharah because you do, but you spending so much time healing the Pharah here, like, it just, I don't know, it could have been bad. But yeah, I had eyes open, eyes up, Guardian, because that guy just fucking jaywalks across your screen.
Yeah. Crip walk.
He crip walks across your screen. Also, why does your Mercy go for res here in LOS? Whatever. Why would you nade yourself? Wait, who the fuck took this mega? All right, you know what? Never mind. Carry on. Carry on. You are. This is our. You're never gonna peek them. You're never gonna see them. Either they peek you or they die.
And I found that out as I was backing up. I'm like, fuck, I'm never gonna win that.
Good job.
And this is where I'm calling out. Can someone help? Someone help.
Yeah.
And I ended up nading him too fast, and my junk rat did turn around. I know this part.
That's not your mistake here.
Okay.
That's your mistake.
Oh, I could have killed.
No, your Rhine should be dead right now.
Okay.
From here, your Rhine is at critical. If it takes this Reaper isn't waking up anytime soon, right?
Yeah, okay. I should be healing right now.
You should be healing your Rhine. And then you peek back, you walk back, like, you should be healing your Rhine right now. Your Rhine should be dead. This is, you know, heal target priority, situational awareness. The room for error on Ana at a high level is fucking so slim. And this could have fucked you guys over. Also, sorry, is that something actionable that makes sense of how, like...
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. I know I sometimes just talk and I kind of hope you get what I'm trying to say out of it, but I hope that's actionable.
Nope, that's good.
Cool. But yeah, this is like, you know how I was talking about, like, being bouncy?
Yeah.
Pop a shot into your Rhine, pop a shot into the Reaper, pop a shot into your Rhine, go back and forth. But right here, you just wait for like 10 seconds. But also, we're gonna go back for your second mistake with this Reaper, because you do a really bad job of tracking your threats. That Reaper has TP'd to your left. You know he is to your left right now. And you try to sleep in Ana. Also, yeah, if you were healing your Ren the whole time, you would have been alive.
Yeah.
This is your fault. But this is also really poor cooldown management, because this Reaper could have just dropped on you and killed you, because you had no idea that he was there.
Yeah.
And you should have known he was there, but you just didn't think about it. This is a bit of this is a concept that I'm bringing. Fuck, I feel like I should. Okay. Fuck it. I'm gonna talk about this now. Sorry if this takes me I'm gonna do that. But sorry if this takes me a while. But this is a concept that is kind of complicated. But as you get better at the game, this is something that you will be able to do kind of instinctually. I'm gonna turn off the fucking beeping for a sec. Because I'm gonna be paused here for a minute. This is what I like to call the mental projection of when you are not looking at the game, right? Or when you're not looking at something in the game, you should be able to know what is happening in a 360-degree viewpoint around you based off of what you saw happening before. So, for example, you see this Reaper TP left. You should, like, and I'm not saying it's right now, right? I'm introducing this now because it'll take a second. But you should reasonably know, like, how long it would take for that Reaper to get healed by the Ana who you see. How far the Reaper can walk, you know, their movement speed. How long their cooldowns are. You should know where this Reaper is, even though you haven't seen him in 5-10 seconds. You should know where he is. And you should know how much damage your Ryan is going to be taking trying to chase down some of those people. Just because it's like, if you see two Ryans swinging on each other, and then you close your eyes, you should be able to imagine their health pools going down at the rate that they normally go down.
Okay.
Because you know how much damage they're going to do to each other. And I'm not saying you need to know the exact numbers, but you just should be able to, like, feel it. Of how, like, yeah, my Ryan's probably at half now. Okay, he's probably at a quarter. Okay, now I should probably keep, like... But right here, you have completely failed to track a threat that is not in your immediate vision. It should be like when you're not looking at something, there should be a simulated version of what you saw. I keep fucking forgetting that something's bugged here. But there should be, like, essentially a simulated version of what you see, or of what you saw, and you should have it, like, keep going for a sec.
Okay.
I call this, like, the mental projection. I don't know if this is, like, a thing that anybody talks about, but this is something that helps me. It's kind of like object permanence, but to, like, a much more distinct degree of not only you know that there was something there, so something will continue to be there, but you can anticipate its next steps, you know?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
You call something here, like, hey, where's the Reaper? I think the Reaper's above us right now.
Because I don't know the map. I keep worrying about something there.
Yeah.
I thought I heard someone running.
Yeah, see? It's good that you're trying to, like... Where the fuck is this Reaper right now?
He's on the other side. I hear something running. I don't know if you hear it when I'm on the VOD, but I hear something running up to the left. So what am I hearing? Must be the Zarya, maybe? I don't know.
I don't know, but there's nothing here.
Yeah.
I mean, it's good that you're, like, at least trying to listen for something, but don't go chasing boogeymen. Because the Reaper was the first person to die. Or not the first person, but he died in, like, the middle of that fight. And you're like, I think the Reaper's behind us. It's like, reasonably, I don't think he could have gotten there.
Get healed.
Bad.
Your
The
power.
payload heals
Get
you,
in there.
by the way. Do you know that?
Oh, I didn't know that. No, I didn't know that.
Payload heals you for 10 HP a second.
Okay.
It's not a lot,
Good
but it's
to know.
something.
Good to know.
Word of advice. You said the Reaper is going to ult here. He doesn't use ult because he doesn't have it. But if you think the Reaper is going to ult, you do not sleep before the ult happens. Because he is moving very quickly.
Okay.
You save sleep until he starts the ult, until you hear that initial sound of him ulting, and then you go for the sleep. This is for two reasons. A, you will be canceling his ult instead of just preemptively stopping it, so he will lose the ult charge. B, he will be moving more slowly so you can hit that ult, so you can hit that sleep.
Yep.
And if you're fast enough, you'll maybe take 50 to 75 damage. If you hit it correctly, you won't be taking too much damage from the ult because he is slow and easy to hit.
Okay.
Yeah, this is like your Ryan died because you missed too many shots before he got antied, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh, also, I don't know if you know this, but you see how you see how when your Mercy is healing you, there's that little arrow.
Going like the thing's going up.
No, the thing going to the right.
Oh.
That tells you where your Mercy is.
Oh, okay. The lines.
No, I mean, like, you see how, like, there's the cross,
Oh, okay.
and then there's
I
that,
didn't know
and then
that.
and then there's like that arrow around it over that's like pointing to your right.
Okay.
And like you'll see it move, but like you see how it moves, and now the Mercy's in
Oh,
front of you.
cool.
Yeah, that shows you where
Okay.
your Mercy is. Just so you know, because you take a second and you look all around for her, but that just tells you where she is.
Mm-hmm.
Also, you walk into that fire strike. Also, you make
And
yourself
they
here.
myself.
Ah! Sorry, I yelled. But yeah, so we can just kind of like slow roll through the rest of this.
This will help.
I don't actually think you see this Ashe, but it's whatever. But you hear this Ashe shooting above you, and like your Mercy dies because you don't bother to be like, huh, I wonder where those bullets are coming from. You're like, huh, those bullets, those pointy metal things that do a lot, that hurt me. What's up with those? And then your Mercy dies. And then it's like you're at a point, I think, where you notice a threat and then you like respond to it, but you need to like at higher level play, you will already be dead by the time you notice that threat. So you need to preemptively understand what can hurt you, not just what is hurting you.
Okay.
Yeah, this is where you think you hear the Reaper, actually. And you know
Okay,
what? That's
yeah.
okay, because the Zarya is making a lot of noise. But the Reaper
Okay.
was the first person to die in this fight. So it's like good that you're listening for that, but you were wrong. But it's still good that you're listening for that.
Enemy contact. I've seen worse. You're going to live.
There he is.
You can reasonably sleep a Reaper out of TP if you're fast enough, but also I wouldn't recommend trying to go for it always.
This is going to
Word of advice. When you are grabbed, nade yourself.
Okay. So this is the one time I should nade.
Yep.
And I don't do it.
you use nade on yourself a lot of times unnecessarily. This is where you should have done it on yourself.
Okay.
It's because like reasonably, if it's not, it's usually not just you in the graph, right? So you're you're keeping other people alive, and B, you are increasing the time until you can get help. Because you're not gonna live through the grav by nading yourself, but you are gonna make it easier to be helped. He does the same. Look at him go.
It's kind of laggy. What are we looking at? Oh, this. Oh yeah.
Yeah, the
I
Reaper
remember that.
the Reaper just TP'd on top of the thing.
Hmm.
Yeah, you like playing this
Damn,
doorway,
it's
which is
lagging.
good. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, this is what I was talking about.
Do you want me to
how
restart
I'm
my
playing cover.
I'm just gonna restart
it-
my Discord stream.
Okay.
Should not be. Yeah, just rejoin. Should be good.
Yeah, this is what I was referring to while we
Yeah.
got into positioning.
Yeah, this is good. Yeah, this is good.
get healed.
That's a good nade. That was good.
Mhm.
You hit all the people you wanted to hit with it.
Name.
That's a fine sleep. Your Ryan's anti, there's not much you can do for him, so like you're fine.
Let's keep the
What are you aiming at?
This is not your time.
Can't see. It's still lagging.
Really?
Yeah.
So weird.
Okay.
Heroes never die.
If not, there's not. We can go to wrap up if it's not working, because this is last fight, right? There's not much more to talk about, but
This is not your time.
So I'm not sure what I was aiming at. I can't
Yeah.
tell you.
also that's an
I
okay.
don't feel safe.
That's an okay nade to go for. You went there. That was cool. I like that. You could have done it a lot more safely. Like you could have been further back and just jumped and thrown it over the car. But like I like the idea there. That's a good sleep. This is where you say to your Rhine, walk to doorway so I can nano you. Because you say that you can't see him in there. But if you just straight say, hey, get out of there so I can hit you with my nano and you can, you know, rip this guy a new whatever, like... Yeah, and then you try to, like, walk around to see if you can get it, but that just comes with map knowledge. You'll be able to deal with that. But, like, And then by the time this nano happens, it's not like it's too late, right? It's like it just doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was last fight, so like it didn't really matter, but you do some things better. You do I don't think you do anything worse, but you do a lot of things to the same degree of bad in different ways.
Okay.
Writing things down. I have a list of things that I want you to write down. So for like, post-it notes on your computer or whatever, is that cool? Can we do that?
Yeah.
I'm not saying you need
just
to
give me
put
1
up
second.
Yeah, I'm not saying you need to put up the post-it notes right now, but just like some place or way to record them,
I'm just gonna write down what you want me to do right now.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to put them on my post-it notes. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. I want just what is your job in this team comp? Or what is my job, I guess, because first person.
What if I don't know the answer right away?
That's okay. Just try, like, I would
'Cause
say,
I've been struggling with that.
yeah.
Because I keep asking myself that, but I'm like sitting there going,
The way you answer that question is usually based off of your tank line and your other support. So try to identify what your other support is good at. Like, if it's a Lucio, maybe you want to heal more tanks. If it's like a Zen, or if it's like a Mercy, it all depends on like what you want to be looking at. Like, identify what your other healer can do, and then like how you want to do that. And then identify what your tank line wants to do, like if they're a poke tank line or if they're a dive tank line, and then supplement that however they're going to supplement that. So if they're a dive tank line, look for aggressive nades. If you're a poke tank line, look for mid-fight nades, that kind of thing.
Okay, so I wanted to take a stab at this. So let's say we have a Rhine, Zarya, and a Lucio on my team, and I'm the Ana. That's a mid-fight nade, like multi-nade kind of one I'm looking for. Is that correct? And then
You can be a little more flexible in that regard, but I think you're looking for sometime, like early to mid-fight nades there.
okay.
Because you reasonably, you can close distance, right? You can fight. So you're looking to, if you can start a fight with a nade, no reason not to do so.
Okay.
And that is a difficult question to answer, but I think as you try to answer that question, even if you, like, as you try to answer that question, I think you will get better at answering it. I also want the question of what's going to kill you on the enemy team. And then in parentheses, I want you to write press tab. I know that seems really asinine, but
yep,
that's just how it is. And I want you to write down that you need to reset position after fight. Where do you want to take the next fight? Where's your team taking the next fight? What does your comp do? Go to where you're taking the next fight. Like, be ready for that.
Okay.
And then pretty much there's nothing else that I said that I think you can reasonably like write down in a sentence that just is good. But I had some things that I wanted to push, but I do want to ask you, what are you taking out of here today?
Slow down. Yeah, the big ones, slow down. Take time to actually aim the nade. So play the game poorly, slowly first, and then we'll speed it up as it goes. Other thing too, let's actually take a look at the maps at this point, so that I can limit the processes in my head, so that my RAM isn't so overloaded. Those are the big ones.
Okay, cool. Yeah, you know how I said the pendulum kind of swung back. Remember, there's a medium you can hit. Don't take as long as you were lining your stuff up, but still make sure that you are actively taking that second to line it up. Don't take 5. Don't take 0. Take 1 or 1.5.
Yeah.
Also, yeah, and I want to add sleeps to that list. Because you said just for your nades, but I want to add also for your sleeps.
Okay.
And then we have you write some stuff down. Which I hope you do as well next time. Otherwise, I will be, not mad, but just a little
disappointed.
Yeah, exactly. Just like my dad.